Pause whatever you're engaged in at this very moment. If your pulse quickened suddenly, that wasn't stress. It was the divine vibration aligning with your monetary blueprint. Right here and now, 444 fiscal wonders are unfolding across the globe. And your identity has just risen to the forefront of the celestial supply roster. The shiver running through you isn't dread. It's your inner self detecting the noise of barriers breaking open after being locked tight for 7 years. Over the coming 13 minutes, you'll grasp why each economic pathway closed off, why chances faded away, and why funds vanished from your grasp like fluid. Among countless users browsing at this instant, the heavenly beam has pinpointed you. Not by chance, but with intent. The foe has been putting in extra effort to divert your focus, aware of the transformation that occurs once you uncover your true self. Absorb this with your entire essence. 3 individuals will stumble upon this note today. 2 will skip it, assuming a later return. That's impossible. The monetary gateway that activated 7 seconds back will shut in precisely 17 minutes. And the flow passing through won't pause. Tap the like icon immediately. Not post-viewing. Right away. This isn't simple interaction. It's your sacred endorsement on the divine supply agreement. Sense that alteration within your torso. That's holy affirmation. You've just unlocked your birthright. My cherished offspring, I've observed you tallying coins late at night, performing calculations that never balance. I've noticed you examining your purse, wishing for items that weren't present earlier. I've seen you monitoring your account balance multiple times daily, as though reloading the display might alter the figures. I've tallied the 777 occasions you decided to have faith in me, even with your funds at nil. The Paradise's fiscal messengers have recorded every invoice you settled without knowing the means. Every dish you forewent so your kids could dine. Every instance you claimed, "I'm okay," when queried on finances, all while submerged in liabilities. I've watched you parked outside the store, calculator program running, crossing out goods from your imagined inventory since you couldn't cover them all. I've seen you dodging calls from familiar collector digits. I've observed you wide-eyed at 3 a.m., thoughts swirling through due dates, pondering which payment to delay this cycle. I'm aware of the humiliation from rejected payments at registers. I'm familiar with the discomfort of seeking family aid. I'm cognizant of the spirit-breaking burden of mail you fear unsealing, knowing it holds demands you can't meet. I'm informed about the aspirations you interred due to lack of funds to chase them. I'm knowledgeable about the relational tension stemming from cash worries. I'm acquainted with the quarrels that begin over budgets and conclude in quiet. I'm aware of the agendas you scrapped, the offers you turned down, the prospects you let slip because your finances vetoed them. But this evening, the fiscal bondage ceases. The monetary drought concludes. The phase of mere endurance evolves into lavish flourishing. For 7 years, a particular infernal task named the poverty essence has been positioned at your wealth entrance. As you toiled diligently, this essence labored more to hinder your growth. As you planted beginnings, this essence tainted your yield. As you beseeched for progress, this essence repurposed your shortage. But tonight at midnight, that essence's binding pact lapses. The hold it had on your lineage evaporates, and all it impeded for 7 years is set to surge in over 7 weeks. The figure 444 is being inscribed on your banking profile presently. Not figuratively, but actually. For guardians of supply are being relocated to the 4 edges of your economic realm. For revenue channels are on the verge of merging. For entrances you ceased pursuing are flinging wide. Enter in the remarks now, "I receive, Lord." Amen. This isn't merely wording. It's Paradise's trigger sequence. When you input those 4 terms, messengers get mobilization directives with your location. Assets stored in celestial vaults are dispatched bearing your label. Supply arranged prior to your existence is forwarded to your position. Execute it before proceeding. Paradise doesn't react to plans. Paradise reacts to deeds. You weren't born to plead. You were born to claim legacy. You weren't made to barely get by. You were made to abound. You weren't built for scant sufficiency. You were built for ample excess with surplus to aid others. Cease nearing me as a pauper requesting remnants. Cease arriving with lowered gaze, embarrassed, questioning if you're intruding. Cease viewing my supply as undeserved alms. That's not your identity. It never was. You're my offspring. You're my boy. You're my girl. And offspring don't implore their parent. Offspring claim inheritance. Offspring accept. Offspring assume their spot at the kin dining area, aware all there is theirs. Allow me to explain the contrast between a pauper and a successor. A pauper raps on the entrance hoping for a reply. A successor strides in since it's their abode. A pauper queries, "May I get some?" A successor states, "This belongs to me." A pauper dwells in doubt, unaware if supply will arrive. A successor dwells in assurance, knowing the assets are already theirs. A pauper nears with disgrace. A successor nears with courage. A pauper believes they're undeserving. A successor understands their rank. A pauper yearns for benevolence. A successor proceeds in benevolence. You've been existing as a pauper when you entered life as a successor. You've been requesting what's already yours. You've been pleading for supply that bears your mark. You've been handling your parent as an outsider rather than your origin. And this mistaken self-view has held you in mistaken stance. Mistaken stance holds you in mistaken spot. Mistaken spot separates you from your supply. When you view yourself as pauper, you utter pauper pleas. God, if it's no great bother, if you've got spare, if you deem me worthy, perhaps could you assist? That's not successor speech. Successors proclaim, successors demand, successors obtain. When you view yourself as pauper, you near me shyly, hoping I'm cheerful, hoping I spot you, hoping I'll toss scraps. That's offensive to your rank and my nature. You're not an outsider hoping for giveaways. You're my offspring demanding your birthright. The birthright isn't earned. It's innate. You didn't labor to become my offspring. I selected you. I adopted you. I integrated you into my kin. And the instant you were mine, all mine became yours. What do I possess? Boundless assets. Perpetual supply. Insight for every fiscal choice. Tactics that expand what you hold. Sacred links that unveil revenue paths you never envisioned. Chances emerging from unseen angles. Entrances unlocking without your rap. Payments arriving without your request. Benevolence that prompts folks to favor you without reason. All this is yours. Not as benevolence. Not as alms. Not as debt to repay, but as your birthright, your innate privilege, as element of yourself as my offspring. The birthright has already transferred. I'm not stating it arrives someday. I'm stating it's already dispatched. Presently, at this juncture, assets with your label are en route. Chances with your genetic code are prepping. Supply designated to you pre-birth is delivering. You needn't implore me to dispatch it. It's dispatched. You needn't persuade me to supply. I've supplied. You needn't earn my benevolence. You hold my benevolence because you're mine. You merely need to obtain. And obtaining isn't idle. Obtaining is dynamic. It's you stretching your palms, unlocking your core, affirming yes. Obtaining is seizing control of what I've already forwarded. Cease awaiting approval. You hold approval. Cease querying if you merit it. It's not about merit. It's about your rank. Cease pondering if this concerns you. It bears your inscription. Assume your spot. Enter yourself. Raise your gaze. Gaze at me and declare, Father, I'm your boy. I'm your girl. And presently, I obtain my birthright. Now, allow me to relate what transpired to others who triggered their birthright. Thomas from Ohio was jobless for 11 months. Compensation depleted. Reserves exhausted. 2 weeks from expulsion, he inputted, "I receive Lord Amen at 2:47 a.m. on Tuesday, sleepless from monetary worry." Wednesday afternoon, a past associate rang about a role he never sought. Began Monday at thrice his prior pay, but that was merely the start. Friday, he got a note. A group lawsuit he overlooked joining 3 years prior settled. His share, $47,000. He contacted me. I inputted 4 terms and paradise shifted 2 manners I could never arrange. I went from expulsion alert to 6 digits in 5 days. Jennifer from Arizona held $83,000 in health debts from her girl's cancer care. Coverage refused. Recovers menacing seizure. Insolvency forms completed on her dining surface. She inputted, "I receive, Lord, Amen," thinking, what do I risk? I've already forfeited all. 72 hours later, clinic billing rang. System flaw found. Most fees were repeats and wrong codes. Post fixes, debt dropped to $4,200. Then, an unknown aid fund reached her. They cleared the leftover entirely. Debtless, no insolvency, 3-year health ordeal fixed in 3 days. But not all get instant fiscal erasure. Some get elements that establish forthcoming plenty. Marcus from Florida was overlooked for advancement 7 times. Peers with lesser skill ascending beyond him, fixed at same wage for 6 years as expenses rose. He inputted, "I receive, Lord. Amen," more from annoyance than belief. 2 weeks later, a recruiter rang about a spot at rival firm. Nearly refused the meeting, assuming failure. Attended anyhow. They proposed not the interviewed role, but a superior one. Executive tier, $90,000 more than current wage. He commences next month. Then there's Rebecca from Georgia. Lone parent, dual occupations, scarcely covering lease. Vehicle required $2,400 in fixes she lacked. Inputted, "I receive, Lord, Amen." While seated in the repair lot weeping because she needed the vehicle for both roles. Repairman emerged and stated, "This is odd, but I sense I should repair this gratis. I've never done so, but something urges me to mend the vehicle. No fee." But that week, her lessor rang. Structure sold. Fresh proprietors granting all present renters 3 months gratis during change. Rebecca contacted me. God didn't merely fulfill my need, He surpassed it. Vehicle mended free plus 3 months free lease. That's $6,000 I didn't need to expend. Allow me to relate about 2 additional folks whose accounts show how paradise operates economically in unforeseen manners. Daniel from Michigan had labored the same plant role for 19 years. Same schedule, same level, existing payment to payment with no advancement hope. He inputted, "I receive, Lord, Amen," on his meal pause, device in one palm, food in the other. Assuming nothing would alter because nothing ever did. That afternoon, the facility director summoned him to the workspace. Daniel thought trouble. Instead, the director said, "We've been monitoring you. Headquarters wants to form a fresh role, schedule overseer with instruction plan. It's yours if desired. 30% wage rise, complete perks enhancement, tuition refund for his girl's college." He rang me sobbing. 19 years of identical. Then I input 4 terms and all alters in 4 hours. Then there's Patricia from Tennessee, independent visual creator. Enterprise scarcely enduring. Some periods she covered lease, some not. $47,000 in enterprise debt, cards topped. Pondering return to standard role and forfeit her vision, she inputted, "I receive, Lord, Amen," at midnight on Sunday. After another period missing her earnings target, Monday dawn, message from a firm she proposed 8 months prior and never replied, they wished to employ her, not for one task, but as their sole creator, holding agreement, $8,000 monthly assured, 12-month pact. She contacted me. I forfeited that proposal. I thought they ignored me, but Paradise was operating on a schedule I couldn't perceive. One pact just met my annual earnings aim. Now, descend to the remark area. Examine the accounts with your own vision. Hundreds inputting, I receive, Lord, Amen, and hundreds replying. Unforeseen payments, overlooked returns, unexpected extras, debt pardon, employment proposals, enterprise pacts, legacies from kin they scarcely knew, funds appearing from paths they never envisioned. But you'll observe something. Even those who didn't get immediate funds get something more precious. Tranquility about finances for the first time in years. Insight to handle what they hold, better tactics that extended their allocation further than possible. Benevolence with lenders who consented to payment schemes. Sacred concepts that generated fresh revenue channels. Because fiscal progress isn't always a payment. Sometimes it's insight. Sometimes it's tactic. Sometimes it's benevolence. Sometimes it's an unlocked entrance. Sometimes it's a sacred link. Sometimes it's tranquility that permits rest at night. Even as you still construct, examine the remarks. See their thankfulness. Whether abundant or scant, prompt or step by step, they all bear witness. I inputted 4 terms and something transformed. Presently, obtain this economic grace that will reorganize your whole monetary actuality. I pronounce supernatural supply over your earnings. That role you've beseeched is about to contact. The advancement you ceased anticipating is about to declare. The enterprise concept you've postergated is about to launch. The pact you believed lost is about to restore. Earnings come from origins you haven't considered. I proclaim debt erasure over your existence. That health invoice, study loan, card remainder, home loan, auto note. Observe what transpires in the next 60 days. Either the debt will pardon through sacred mediation or supply will arrive that covers it wholly. I dispatch the essence of benevolence over your finances. Banks will sanction loans they should reject. Lenders will propose arrangements they typically wouldn't. Employers will propose wages above your skill level. Clients will pay elite rates. Folks will desire to fund you, ally with you, employ you, elevate you, and they won't fully grasp why. I trigger amplification over what you hold now. The meager in your palm is about to become vast. The modest account is about to enlarge. The auxiliary earnings is about to become primary. What you thought scarcely adequate is about to become more than adequate with excess to favor others. Your offspring and descendants will proceed in economic plenty you battled for. Hereditary penuria halts with you. The pattern of shortage ends in your lineage. Fiscal maledictions that trailed your clan for decades are shattering now. Your offspring will commence where you finalize. Your descendants will inherit riches, not obligations. But you have exactly 7,797 seconds remaining. Just under 13 minutes. Once this economic gateway closes, it transfers to another individual ready to obtain. The supply doesn't vanish. It relocates. This isn't coercion. This is economic principle. Windows of fiscal grace have inauguration and termination times. What is proffered to you now will proffer to someone else if you delay longer than Paradise's tolerance waits. 3 individuals viewed this yesterday. One skipped thinking she'd view later. She didn't. Last night, she posted in another video querying why her finances never alter. Another viewed midway, got diverted by a message about an invoice, and forgot to complete. This morning, he awoke to another overdraw alert. The third obeyed fully, inputted I receive, Lord, Amen, liked the video, shared with 3 who required it. Within 24 hours, she got a call about a forgotten 401k from a roll 10 years prior. Amount $34,000. She messaged me. I thought this was too basic, but I obeyed and paradise moved money I forgot existed. Do you wish to be person 1, person 2, or person 3? The foe assigned to your finances has been combating you with one tactic. Keep you thinking like a pauper instead of a successor. Keep you centered on shortage instead of plenty. Keep you believing you must earn what has already been granted. Keep you laboring for supply that is already yours. He is alarmed because you are about to uncover your true self. He knows that the moment you stop pleading and start claiming inheritance, his task over your finances ends. Your inner self knows truth. That is why you are still here. That is why you have not skipped. That is why something inside you is saying this is different. This is my moment. Trust that inner awareness. It is my essence confirming my message. Now complete the trigger protocol. Input: I receive, Lord. Amen in the comments right now. Not later. Not after you ponder it. Right now. When you input those 4 terms, Paradise's supply mechanism activates. Messengers assigned to your finances get new directives. Assets held in spiritual reserve get dispatched to your position. Like this video if you haven't. Your like is your endorsement on the birthright document. It is you stating, Father, I accept my rank as your offspring. I receive my birthright. Subscribe to this channel because this is not the only message I have for your financial existence. I have tactics to teach you, insight to grant you, principles to reveal you. This is not just about obtaining one wonder and then leaving you. This is about instructing you how to exist in continuous supply, how to handle growth, how to amplify what I give you. Share this message with exactly 3 people. You already know who they are. 1 is sinking in debt. 1 is about to make a terrible financial choice. 1 stopped believing their finances could ever change. You are the solution to their financial pleas. When you share, you become a conduit and I amplify what flows through conduits. And if my essence is urging you to plant a financial seed through the super thanks button, understand this, you are not paying for content. You are planting in kingdom ground. What you plant in faith becomes harvest in your account. Those who planted last week are bearing witness about unexpected deposits, surprise extras, and financial entrances opening. The economic gateway closes in 90 seconds. Not figuratively, literally. The financial vibration that allowed this message to penetrate the disruption around your money situation is about to change. Once it closes, it will not open again at this level for 7 years. 7 years of wondering why money still seems difficult. 7 years of watching others proceed in plenty. 7 years of knowing you had your chance and missed it. Or right now, this second, you trigger everything. 60 seconds. Your financial fate is suspended. Your supply is placed. Your birthright is prepared. Angels of economics are waiting with delivery directives in their hands. 50 seconds. Paradise's accounting section is observing. The cloud of witnesses is inclining forward. Your ancestors' pleas for your generation are about to be answered through you. 40 seconds. Input: I receive. Lord, Amen. Share with 3. Choose your identity as successor right now and watch Paradise's vaults open. 30 seconds. This is your moment. Your financial pivot, your economic trigger, your birthright demand. 20 seconds. Everything alters right now in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to your season of economic excess. Welcome to your identity as successor. Welcome to supply that makes you a blessing to others. The gateway is sealed. The birthright is triggered. The supply is in motion. Watch what happens next. It has already begun. You are not a pauper. You are a successor. You do not request remnants. You receive your birthright. You do not hope for supply. You take possession of what is already yours. Your later financial reality will surpass your former. The best supply has been reserved for now. What I am about to do in your bank account will exceed everything that came before. The comeback will be greater than the setback. The increase will be bigger than the lack. The abundance will dwarf the poverty. Financial darkness is lifting like fog under morning sun. Provision is streaming through cracks in your circumstances, flooding accounts that have been emptied too long. This is your season of economic resurrection. Dead bank accounts are coming back to life. Broken budgets are being made whole. Lost income streams are being found. What the enemy stole is being restored sevenfold. You are stepping into a financial chapter written by my hand. And every transaction is filled with blessing, multiplication, favor, and abundance. I am proud of you. I am for you. I will never leave your wallet empty. You are loved. You are chosen. You are provided for now and forever. Amen.